Can you imagine someone else playing Forrest Gump instead of Tom Hanks? Or Don Vito Corleone instead of Marlon Brando? Or Patrick Bateman instead of Christian Bale? No, right? No matter what happens, no actor will be able to fill their shoes when it comes to these specific roles. But did you know that before Christian Bale was offered the role of Patrick Bateman, there were a bunch of A-list celebrities, such as Johnny Depp, that were offered the role? In today's video, we will be going over a list of actors who were offered the role of Patrick Bateman in American Psycho, and how Christian Bale eventually went on to bring this character to life. American Psycho is one of the most iconic movies that has ever been created. It's based on a book of the same name and was released 22 years ago, but still has a growing fan base, which is completely mind-boggling, right? But that probably wouldn't surprise you if you've seen this masterpiece of a movie, directed by Mary Harron. It's a movie that revolves around Patrick Bateman, a wealthy investment banker with a darker side. Thanks to the phenomenal acting of Christian Bale, we not only get to see the manic side of Patrick Bateman, but also feel it as it sends chills down our spine. Can you imagine someone else playing Patrick Bateman instead of Christian Bale? No, right? Well, neither can we. But what many people don't know is that he was not necessarily the first choice for this role. There's a long list of actors who were offered this role but ended up rejecting it. So let's take a look at the actors that turned down the chance of being in American Psycho. Leonardo DiCaprio. One of the biggest names on our list is Leonardo DiCaprio, the golden boy who was just coming off making Titanic, which is undoubtedly one of the greatest movies of all time. Initially, Leonardo did not accept the role, but according to Vice, Lionsgate offered him a hefty amount of $20 million and an agreement that Oliver Stone would be brought on board to replace Mary Harron as the director. This amazing offer changed DiCaprio's mind and made him accept the offer. Even though there was a lot of gossip as to why Leo decided to drop out of the movie, the one that shines through the most is his meeting with Gloria Steinem, a famous feminist journalist who was the leader of the feminist movement in the late 1960s. Apparently, she took him to a Yankees game where she told him, "Please don't do this movie. Coming off of Titanic, there's an entire planet full of 13-year-old girls waiting to see what you do next. And this is a movie that has horrible violence towards women." God knows what happened after that. But Leo eventually decided it was best not to do this movie. On the other hand, Mary Harron could not care less about Leo dropping out because she told Guardian that Leo was too boyish to play this role and hence would not do it justice. Brad Pitt. We all know that Brad Pitt is an amazing actor, and considering the fact that he has done films like Fight Club and California, he surely would be a great choice to play the role of Patrick Bateman. The writer of the book, American Psycho, Bret Easton Ellis, was going to adapt the book into a screenplay himself along with the famous director, David Cronenberg. The lead role in this film would be given to Brad Pitt. However, things really didn't go as planned because of the creative differences between Ellis and Cronenberg. Ellis, in an interview with Rolling Stone, revealed Cronenberg had some strange demands that said that David was lovely, I still liked David, but he had some strange demands while shooting. He hated shooting restaurant scenes, and he hated shooting nightclub scenes, and he didn't want to shoot the violence. I ignored everything he said, so of course, he was disappointed with it, and he hired his own writer. That script was worse for him, so he dropped out. A lot of directors changed for the movie, but eventually we got Mary Harron as the director and Christian Bale as the actor, who would go on to play the role of Patrick Bateman. Johnny Depp. The next person on our list of actors who were offered the role of Patrick Bateman is none other than the guy who has conquered our hearts with his phenomenal acting for years, whether it be as Edward in Edward Scissorhands or as Willy Wonka in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. If you haven't guessed it by now, we were talking about the maestro, Johnny Depp. We know you might be thinking that these are all such big names. How on earth did Christian Bale end up getting the role of Patrick Bateman? But as we said, he was destined for this role, and well, everything is possible with sheer determination and a little bit of luck. Depp was offered the role in 1992, but the movie took 8 years to go from licensing to production. During this time, Depp played a huge role in movies that are considered to be his best works, such as What's Eating Gilbert Grape in 1993, the gangster classic Donnie Brasco in 1997, and many more. Well, that being said, Johnny had quite simply moved on from American Psycho. But thank God that he did, because if he had made a reputation for himself as an egotistical, murderous, wealthy man, we probably wouldn't have gotten the chance to see Captain Jack Sparrow come to life. Edward Norton, another actor who was a strong candidate for playing Patrick Bateman, was Edward Norton. He had recently come into the spotlight for the movie Primal Fear, which was released in 1996. Lionsgate wanted him because he was on fire, and the most important thing for Lionsgate was to have a hot name on board. However, kudos to Harron, because she put up a serious fight for Bale. Lionsgate would have taken anyone except Bale, but Harron wanted him because the artistic vision that they both had for the movie was so in line with each other. In an interview with Guardian, Harron said about Bale that, "When I offered him the part, he had all these messages on his answering machine telling him that it was career suicide, and that just made him more excited." That's sort of how I reacted too. Ewan McGregor. The odds were stacked against Bale, but he was not the one to give up and fought till the last moment. As we've mentioned before, Lionsgate would take anybody over Christian Bale. One such anybody was Ewan McGregor. McGregor was a big name, as well as he was known for his role as Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars. Thanks to the stubbornness of Bale, he successfully warned McGregor out of taking this movie. At the end of the day, all the efforts of Bale and Harron proved to be fruitful because Lionsgate had no other choice left but to cast Christian Bale for the role of Patrick Bateman. In an interview, Bale said that, "I was not going to be bullied out of the part. I was going to stand up for myself and fight." This is exactly what he did, and hence the masterpiece that we today call American Psycho came to life. We know that there were some pretty big names on this list, but surely no one could have done a better job than Christian Bale did with Patrick Bateman. Let us know in the comments whether you agree, and if not, then who would have been the best pick for this role? Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notifications so that you're the first to know whenever there's a new video in store for you. Till next time.